Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Funke Lemo. I'm a Nigerian immigrant in Canada and I post videos about my life in Canada. If you're new here, you're welcome. And if you're my subscriber, it's good to see you again. In today's video, I want to be talking about, house hunting as immigrants in Canada and tips that could help you. So let's get right into the video. First of all, I want to say that it's not actually very easy to settle as an immigrant in any country. It's not easy. It takes a lot, a whole lot. It's like you're starting your life all over again. So when you come into a country as a newcomer, there are lots of things that will be different, especially if you come from where I come from, like Nigeria. You come into a new country like in this Western world, things are done in a very, very different way. So it might come like a little shocker to you, but yes, that's how it is. So first of all, let's discuss sources, how you can actually hunt for houses as an immigrant or as a newcomer in Canada. It's always very good. I say it in all of my videos when I talk about immigration or when I talk about landing. It's very good if you have someone that you actually can stay with for a while when you land in Canada for like a few weeks, when you land in Canada. It's always very good. There is nothing that really beats that because that really helps your um your integration process to be much more smoother, and it makes it you have somebody that can actually also put you through. So especially if the person has been in Canada for a while. Okay, so basically there are like a few sources for searching for houses in Canada. Facebook markets. From Facebook markets, you get contacts of like other websites or to speak with the agent, and they're like Kijijis and some real estate, some realtors website, realtors.com, Kijiji, then basically Facebook market. Facebook market is like a major source. And because of our Facebook market is very, very opened and very, very wide, it's very possible that there are lots of also that there are quite a number of scammers also there. So you have to be very, very careful. So those are like the major sources that you can get a house from. Or maybe if you have when I came into Canada, Facebook Market was majorly what I used or what we used as a family, and even changing apartments to Facebook Market was, the first point of contact to getting what's it called, like different kind of houses, pictures, what it looks like, and like. So Facebook Market is the first, like, yeah, like it's a very, very good source that you can use. Then also, once you start searching for houses and you start seeing the kind of houses that you want, and the price will be there, details will be there, location, maybe not full detailed location of where the house is, then you can now contact the person via Facebook Market or share your phone numbers. And phone number is really not a private thing here in Canada because anybody can reach out to you. All these scammers, you wonder how they get your phone number. So phone number is not a private thing, so don't be too held back to share your contact to someone on Facebook Market to contact you. And especially when you're looking for houses, you want to speak with this person directly or visit the location. You can set up appointments to go and view the house to check it if you like it and the likes. Yeah. So also I must mention that as immigrants, it can be very, very hard. The reason why it can be hard as immigrant is because you have no credit history, you have no source of income yet. So there is always a doubt in the mind of the landlord or the agent that will you be able to pay your rent? Another thing that I mentioned, that if you're coming from a place like Nigeria, the ball is totally different here. Here you pay your rent monthly. In Nigeria, you can even pay 2 years. Some landlords collect 2 years, some collect 3 years. The least a landlord would collect when I was still in Nigeria was 1 year. So you know that for 1 year you don't have to think about house rent. That's a good side about Nigeria. But here you pay your rent monthly, and most of the agents, when it comes to newcomers and immigrants, they're always very, very spectacular. Would you be able to pay? Do you have a source of income yet? You have no credit history. We don't know if you're a debtor. We don't know if you'll be able to, And here, tenants have a say. In Nigeria, I don't know if there is a law or there is a rule, or maybe there is one, yeah, maybe there's a law or something that gives tenant the right to stay in their apartment even if when they are not able to pay. But here, I think there is a law that a landlord cannot just send somebody out of the house, even if they don't pay their rent. Even if they don't pay their rent, you cannot just send somebody out of the house. I think it will take like 6 months. You have to go to court and all of that, to tell somebody to for you to give somebody quick notice and the person doesn't pay. So tenants have that power here. And that's why landlords or agents are always very, very careful before um giving out a bar. I'm sorry that my head is moving around. My daughter is just right here. So it's always very, very hard, for them to just send somebody away even when you're not able to pay your house rent. So that's why what's it called, landlords are always very, very, and agents, they're always very, very careful before they pick somebody to put in their house. It's always like a risk. When you don't have credit score, you don't have credit history, it's always very hard. You see some houses that you go to and you say you like, and when you tell the landlord that you're an immigrant, you just came into the country, they'll be like, no, we can't give you the house. They will ask you, what's your credit history score? And when you say, I don't have any, I just came in, they'll tell you that they can't give you the house. They'll say they won't give you the house because of that. So you have to, that's just how it is. It's not like they are being, that's just how it is. It's because of the power tenants have. Once they move into the house, they are not sure if you're going to be able to pay. You don't have a job yet. All of that will put them on, a very, very scary spot. And sometimes this is another thing that also happen. When you tell them that you're an immigrant, they'll tell you that you should pay a ridiculous amount. Not a ridiculous amount as per your house rent. Normally, you're supposed to pay like 2 months, upfront, the first month and the last month, because the lease year is always for 1 year. So you'll be asked to pay like the first month and the last month. So landlords or agents, when they say that you're a newcomer, they'll tell you to pay like 4 months instead of 2 months, or at least three, or at most 3 months. They ask to pay like 4 months or 5 months deposit of your rents. That kind of give the landlords the assurance that at least for this first 3 months, I'm sure that my money is intact, and by 3 months, hopefully they'll be able to get themselves settled to be able to pay me the following month. That's what they do sometimes. So you also need to be sure that you have funds. And is, yeah, you have to have some money. And that's why proof of fund, when you are doing Canada process, they always try to make sure that even if people, I don't know, it's always very important that you have some money that you're coming into the country with, because especially for housing, paying house rent, they might ask you to pay 3 months ahead, especially if it's your first time ever renting. Like, this is my second time renting, and it's much more easier because the previous landlord will give you a referral or a reference to whatever house you're going to, and that really helps. It kind of gives the landlord assurance that you're a good person and you always pay your money on time. So guys, that's it. You have to always make sure that that's checked. You have enough funds in case if the landlord now asks for a ridiculous amount when you find the house you like. So several immigrants, like, after we've landed in Canada, we've seen other people too that have come that came after us. And when it comes to house hunting, I used to tell them that you see your own house, because you see lots of houses and you be like, you like them, you want this one, but the landlord will say no, they can't give it to you, or they found somebody else to give it to. Maybe because you're a newcomer, they're not going to put you, or like, they're not going to rank you first. They'll rank you like, last, because they want to be sure that you can pay the money. Yeah, so that's it. So having funds is very, very important, so that if the landlord asks you for 4 months payment or anything, you're able to pay. And please make sure, a very, very important tip, always make sure that whatever arrangement you have with the landlord is in written form. I mean, you have emails to back them up, you have paperwork scanned as emails, signed and stamped. Do you understand? Make sure that it's backed up. Whatever arrangement you made with the amount you're to pay for rent, for your bills, because some houses have shared bills. Like if you're renting basement, you might have shared bills. If you're renting like a whole house, a whole apartment, like take a townhouse, you might not need to share bills, but they'll let you know that these bills will come from, like, for instance, I'm in Ottawa, you get like Hydro Ottawa, you get like Enbridge gas, stuff like that will be forwarded to you on the bill per monthly, or bi-monthly. Some bills are like once in 2 months. I want to also mention that in houses, I can only say for Ottawa because that's where I've lived. There are some amenities that should definitely come to your house. Different provinces, it should be the same for Ontario, but then you can't compare cities to like suburbs or major towns like cities to like places that are not really like cities, that maybe they are just like what do they like countryside area. You can't compare them to cities. So there are some amenities that should come with the houses. I'll just list what I know so far for Ottawa. I know for another province it can be different. They might not provide you with some things, but in a house they should provide you with some basic house amenities like your refrigerator, a dishwasher, a laundry unit, a stove. When I say stove, I'll show the picture what I mean by stove. Uh, a microwave. Microwave, they may or they may not. So it's not a given. Some houses will provide microwaves, some will not. Then heating system is very compulsory. In fact, it's a law. There's no house that should be in Canada that should not have a heating system. It's a law because of the way the weather is. So a heating system, a heater is must be provided alongside with the house. Air condition too also must be provided along the house. But then again, I've heard that there are some houses, even in Ottawa, that don't have air condition, and that's how the houses are. But so far, most of the houses I've seen always come with air condition. So these are the things that the houses should come with. And when you're going to check out houses, make sure that you ask those questions and be sure, okay, what does it come with? Now, I know there are some houses because sometimes when they post this house on Facebook Market, you see them furnished. Most of those houses don't come fully furnished. Just take this picture, just to show you the aesthetic of the house, how it will look like when it's furnished. Most houses don't come furnished. Only if you're taking a place like a room, like a shared apartment, like a room from a whole house. Maybe somebody's staying in the main building and you're just taking like a room, or you're taking like a basement. It might come with bed, couch, and a few things, but most houses are not always furnished. I don't even like the idea of renting a furnished apartment, especially if I'm living there when it's not an Airbnb. If I'm living there, I would like to buy my own things because they belong to me. But if it's a furnished apartment that you move into, they don't belong to you and you have to use them properly. Not like you not use your own things properly, but when you're living, you have to come and inspect and check everything that is right. When you leave a house to the same way, you have to come and inspect that there is nothing damaged or nothing broken or stuff like that, to be sure that the house is in good shape. Yes. Back next, I don't know how my point is flowing, but I also need to mention that it's very, very important that you take good care of the house wherever you rent. See, it doesn't have to be your own house before you take good care of it. Just take good care of the house. Don't spoil things. Some things will be inevitable, like especially when you have children, like writing on the walls or scratches on the wall. Sometimes you mean in those ones can be covered up with paint, but like take good care of the houses because it's just like handle it like your own. Because the way houses are here in Canada, you're paying monthly and like you it's not like your landlord will be coming to watch you or no, it's not like Nigeria. It's yours, like it's yours for that moment. So take good care of it. And if you want to do anything like extra in the house, that would be permanent. Of course, you want to talk to the landlord about it. Whatever you do in the house, make sure it's removable. Do you understand? Like, because you want to be sure that there is no much damage when you're leaving. Because yes, some people are very, very terrible. I have to say, some people don't treat people's houses well. And I think that's why immigrants or newcomers always fall into shit like they don't want to give them houses. Now, and relationships are very important. Like keep a good money relationship with whoever you're paying to. Make sure that you pay your bills as like on time, because that also makes the landlord feel very confident that okay, in fact it also paves way for other immigrants. Believe me, it paves way for other immigrants. I've seen situations whereby somebody wants to give out a house and is looking specifically for Nigerians to give the house to, like no joke. Like he's looking specifically for Nigerians because of the experience he has had with other Nigerians that have lived in his house and how well they took care of it. So he keeps looking for Nigerians. In fact, he tells his friends that have houses that give your houses to immigrants that are Nigerians. They will take good care of your house. That must have been because of one person attitude or two people, two families attitude that have lived in that house. So it's very important, guys, that you take good care of your house. You're just making it better for the next person coming or the next immigrant that wants to rent an apartment. You're just making it better for them. That's the truth. So yeah, guys, that's my gist about housing in Canada. Yeah, and be sure to check the house. Be sure that you like it because lease are always for 1 year. Yeah, you cannot just decide to go. If you decide to go, that means you forfeit. I said usually you're supposed to pay first month and last month. So even if they ask you to pay 4 months, you're paying the first 3 months and the last month. If you decide to go in between your lease, you're forfeiting your last payment. Do you understand? That means they will not use it, it will not count for you. This is what I mean. For instance, if you get into a house October 2023 and you have to leave the house, your lease expires October 2024. That means you don't have to pay house rent October 2024. But if you leave in between, let's say January or February 2024, you have to pay for that February. You cannot say the money for October is what you want to use for February. You have to pay because you're breaking the lease. Do you get? So be sure that you like it and you can stay there for 1 year. Be very sure that you like it. It's very important. And you can stay there for 1 year. And landlords have the right to increase the fee after that 1 year. They have the right to increase the rent. There are several rules associated with, housing in Canada. They have the right, especially if the house is a new building, they have the right to increase the fee to whatever they like. So that's it, guys. Getting an apartment in Canada is a whole lot. I really don't have any I know there are houses. It varies depending on your choice. You can see really small houses, and depending on where you are, just like in Lagos, you see like ridiculously small houses and tiny houses, and in places like Ilorin or Ibadan, you get a bigger space. Do you get? So that I think that's the same thing here. Like places are like a town, major cities. Like you see houses with compact space, smaller spaces compared to places that they are just newly developed or the housings there are just coming up freshly. You see more space there. So depends on the area where you are. There's some places that are sparsely populated and some places that are densely populated. So of course, that housing in those areas will be much, much smaller compared to places that are sparsely populated. But I think what I've seen so far in Ottawa, where I am, houses are actually cool. Maybe I've not been to downtown or check out houses in downtown because I really don't have any business going to downtown. But I know downtown will be like, in the cities and it will be mostly small houses that will be there. But in general, I think it's okay. And depends on what you're looking for. You will get a good place. And don't forget, it might be a hustle, but you definitely get your home. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what it was like for you when you came into Canada to get a new place, to get an apartment. Let me know how long it took you guys and let me know. Let me know what it was like for you. And if you're just on your way, you're welcome. Don't worry, you'll find your own house. You'll find your own house. I am never of the opinion that you should make payment for a house before you see it. Meaning, like if you're staying in diaspora, I'm never of the opinion that you should pay for it. Because only if there is someone that you trust so much that can go there to view the house for you. But there's nothing like you seeing it yourself. There is actually nothing can beat that. You seeing it yourself and being sure that okay, this is a place that I want. So I'm never of the opinion that you should be doing it, in diaspora before you come and all of that. Try not to, so you don't fall into the wrong hands or you don't make a very bad decision. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you love this video.